Good day, future teachers. Welcome to the Northwest University. We hope that you will have a very fruitful and good experience while becoming teachers in our country. I am Professor Neil Peterson, and together with me is Professor Joseph de Beer, and we will have a short presentation regarding our first year excursion experience that we will provide to you. Both of us will provide a little bit background regarding the first year experience. If you look at that logo, clearly it states super teacher, and that's what we want you to become. So from the first day when you start your class, you are super teachers in the making. I think you will all agree with me that education in South Africa is not in a good place, and the quality of our education can be measured against the quality of our teachers. Just think back a little bit of your own teachers over the past 12 or more years. How many of those teachers actually can be regarded as excellent, passionate teachers? Those teachers that really make a difference, teachers that know their subject content knowledge, teachers that keep you busy in the classroom, occupied, engaged while you learn something. Teachers who feel something for you when you need them. If I give you a little bit time to think, can you identify some of those teachers? Perhaps I can give you an answer. Some of you might perhaps identify one or perhaps two, and some of you none. So, if your learners will have to identify or evaluate you in many times to come, what do you think they will say about you? I hope that you will be a good teacher. So, what we are going to do in the next few slides, in the few minutes, we will explain to you how the excursion experience can actually assist you in become passionate teachers who can and want to make a difference in the lives of your future learners. The goals of the excursion is, amongst others, to make you feel comfortable, to feel at home, to feel welcome as a Northwest student. We want you to learn about teaching in the whole. If you think about teaching with regard to your teachers, you most probably just see them teaching, standing in front of the class, reading from the textbook, writing on the textbook, give you some handouts, but you don't know what happened behind the scenes. So in short, teaching is very complex, and we believe that new teachers or new students don't have that knowledge. Lee Shulman in 2004 said the following about the teaching profession. Classroom practice is perhaps the most complex, most challenging, most daunting and frightening experience or activity that the human species have ever invented. And as an experienced teacher and lecturer, I can just agree with him. So what else will you learn on the excursion? We want to confront you with your own biases. Just think back. How do you feel about people of other races, of other sexes, of other sexuality, of other religions? Do you other them? Or do you just accept them as part of yourself? And again, we must tell ourselves, we are very good in stereotypes and to other people. So on the excursion, we like to believe that you can reflect on your own biases with regard to people that doesn't look like you, or doesn't do the same things like you, or who doesn't believe the same things as you do. So the purpose then, while we're doing all these things, we want you to reflect on your own needs. Where's your shortcomings with regard to all these things? And then in terms of a teaching concept, we want you to develop your own professional goals. Goals that you actually can develop over the next 4 years with your studies. And therefore, you prepare yourself to be a super teacher. And at last, during all these experiences and activities on the excursion, we like you to identify your own superpowers. All super teachers do have a superpower. So what is your superpower? What will your superpower be? What can you do good now? That's the starting point. Are you passionate? Do you feel the needs of the learners? Are you sort of a type of a social worker? Are you good in sports? Are you good in organizing? Whatever you can do good, that can be developed in your superpower, and that can assist you in becoming a real super teacher. So in the next two videos, we will actually show you some of the excursion experiences of the past, and that will give you a pretty good idea what you can expect. Thank you. My colleague Prof. Yusuf will take it further.
The Student Teacher Excursion is a practical initiative by the Northwest University to help bridge the gap between the perceived ideas of a student teacher about the teaching profession and the actual environment they'll encounter in the classroom by creating real-world scenarios in a controlled and safe experiential learning environment. The program is broken up into categories to safely expose the student teachers to a diversity of situations, challenging them to think out of the box and on their feet. It touches on topics dealing with morals and ethics, restricted resources, and gender, race, and religion. This is achieved through a pedagogy of play, whereby teachers develop a more nuanced identity as future teachers.
Ons het vandag was ons die opdrag gegee om soos 'n solar stoofie te bou en ons mag elektrisiteit gebruik en ons moet water warm maak. So, en hulle het vir ons uit 'n boks gegee met 'n bietjie folie en wat was daar nog, bietjie bokstype en gom. En ons moet nou vir hulle 'n stoofie maak wat jy staan gebruik om water te kook. En ons het eers ons boksie te groot gevou, maar dit is 'n bietjie kleiner gesny en die buitekant swart gemaak en die binnekant swart met 'n bietjie folie in. En dit het ons dan gebruik om water te kook. Ons gaan 'n bietjie in die son sit dat dit 'n bietjie warm word en dan gaan ons hopelik bietjie warm water hê na die tyd.
Die aktiwiteite was vir my regtig awesome geweest. Dit het vir ons geleer hoe om te werk met min resources waar ons in arm omgewings dit kan dalk toepas.
The discussion was about HIV and AIDS, and it was awesome.
I could see that I would have to come up with creative ways to deal with situations that are a reality, in fact. And it would be challenging, but I'm up to it.
For a fact that this is a base solution, now let's see what happens with phenolphthalein. If you get this pink color, it means that you've now contracted the virus and you are now positive.
Your class. There is going to be inequality regarding food and race and all of these aspects, but this is something that you
sessies was my ook baie lekker geweest. Dit was my 'n goeie balans geweest. Ek dink nie daar was regtig vir my 'n slegte punt of 'n negatiewe punt op die kamp gewees nie. Ek het kans gekry om my oogpunte te kan lig en dit was baie lekker geweest om dit te kan bietjie debatteer met die ander studente.
Today's activity is different case scenarios that prospective teachers find themselves faced with. The group that I'm in selected a case study which has got to do with students and teachers crossing professional boundary lines.
Our activity today is a newspaper article and it's supposed to be about good qualities of a teacher, what those qualities are, and besides that we can talk about anything, the environment that we are in today, the campsite, and even a gossip column if you feel like it.
Reflection plays an important role during the student-teacher excursion. The newspaper activity serves to provide such an opportunity to the student teachers to reflect on and revisit all the activities and experiences that took place throughout the excursion in order to further strengthen the memory of each experience and skill they have learned.
Agterwegkampterrein vir die wildkamp en dit was 'n baie lekker kamp. Ek het nie gedink dit gaan so lekker wees nie en ek is glad nie spyt vir een oomblik nie. Dankie vir die voorreg.
What stood up the most is that we were able to find solutions. We were able to get motivated in going forward.
Ek sal definitief vir ander studente sê, gaan op hierdie kamp. Dis amazing. Jy vind definitief jou identiteit as 'n onderwyseres en dit is van integrale belang.
Ja, wat vir my die universiteit verstaan het is die diversiteit en hoe hulle verwys het na die hele wêreld toe en al die studente, hoe ons meer na mekaar gekyk het en ons moet leer om op te hou so selfsugtig wees.
This camp was a life-changing experience and I believe that it added so much to my life. As a first year, I believe my perspective has changed on teaching and what it actually means to be a teacher.
Ons het folie gekry, swemsak, spray en dan kry ons selfs. Ons moet water kook met die apparate wat ons gegee het.
We managed to get 74 degrees.
Bane ba ruta gore ne HIV ya tshelwana from one another to the other. Ke yone di etsene ba ruta ka tsone tse gore khone go tlhaloganya gore ne AIDS e romela lona ya tshelano ya.
The booster lottery, it played a very vital role in my life. I'm transformed. My mind is changed. My mindset is no longer the same.
Hulle het paspoort uitgegee met verskillende landsname op. Binne het jy 'n sekere geld gehad en as 'n onderwyser moet 'n mens die dinge in ag neem dat ons verskillende agtergronde het en verskillende sosiale stande het.
You and your group must perform this specific case to show you how you can be a better teacher in that and prepare yourself how to control the situation in the case study.
It was fantastic.
Baie geleer, great, very good, fun.
Fabulous. Taught me how to be a competent teacher.
We really hope that we will be able to take all of you on an excursion. We in the faculty have about 2,000 contact students per annum, first year BEd students that is, and about 2,000 ODL students, so it makes it a group of 4,000 students. But as you can appreciate, in the time of COVID-19, with the virus in this era of a pandemic, we are not allowed to do it. It's against national legislation. So what we are doing at the moment is to plan a virtual excursion instead of a real face-to-face excursion. But that will really depend on what's going to happen with the pandemic, how the pandemic plays out. So at this stage, what we can guarantee is that all of you will be engaged in online virtual excursions. Every excursion will be 2 half days, 2 sequential days. And you will be confronted with an ill-structured problem that will be presented. And you're going to work in small groups. We believe in cooperative learning in our faculty. So you and 5 teammates will have to solve this problem. You will meet in breakaway rooms, and you are going to put on your thinking caps and find creative solutions to a problem. This will happen in semester 2. Now, what is important to realize is that this will form part of your assessment for EDCC 1 to 6 or 1 to 7 or 1 to 8. So this is really an important task that you will engage in, but also fun. We believe in our faculty that we should engage learners as homo ludens. Now, homo ludens is Latin for the playing human. So we believe in a pedagogy of play where we learn by playing. And this is a hallmark of this excursion, as you could see in the videos. Now, more details will be provided during the semester on this virtual excursion that we will be engaging on, and we're really looking forward to engage with you. Now, we have a little video that we want to share with you. It is a teacher, Mr. Marley, and he actually wrote this little poem, What Teachers Make. Please enjoy.
He says the problem with teachers is, what's a kid going to learn from someone who decided that his best option in life was to become a teacher? He reminds the other dinner guests that, you know, it's true what they say about teachers. Those who can, do. And those who can't, teach. I decide to bite my tongue instead of his, and resist the urge to remind the other dinner guests that it's also true what they say about lawyers, because we're eating, after all, and this is supposed to be polite conversation. I mean, you're a teacher, Taylor. Come on, be honest. What do you make? And I wish he hadn't done that. Asked me to be honest, because you see, I have this little policy in my classroom about honesty and ass-kicking, which is, if you ask for it, then I have to let you have it. You want to know what I make? I make kids work harder than they ever thought they could. I can make a C+ feel like a Congressional Medal of Honor, and I can make an A- feel like a slap in the face. How dare you waste my time with anything less than your very best? I make kids sit through 40 minutes of study hall in absolute silence. No, you may not work in groups. No, you cannot ask me a question. So put your hand down. Why won't I let you go to the bathroom? Because you're bored, and you don't really have to go to the bathroom, do you? I make parents tremble in fear when I call home at around dinner time. Hi, this is Mr. Molly. I hope I haven't called at a bad time. I just wanted to talk to you about something that your son said today. To the biggest bully in the class, he said, leave that kid alone. I still cry sometimes, don't you? And it was the noblest act of courage that I have ever seen. I make parents see their children for who they are and who they can be. You want to know what I make? I make kids wonder. I make them question. I make them criticize. I make them apologize and mean it. I make them write, and then I make them read. I make them spell. Definitely beautiful, definitely beautiful, definitely beautiful, definitely beautiful, until they will never misspell either one of those words again. I make them show all their work in math class and then hide it on their final drafts in English. I make them realize that if you've got this, then you follow this. And if somebody ever tries to judge you based on what you make, you give them this. Here, let me break it down for you so you know what I say is true. I make a difference. Now, what about you?
So we look forward in the Faculty of Education Super Teachers to engage with you, and we hope that this will be a very pleasant and satisfying journey of 4 years.